Hey there, I'm Di, and today we're going to be doing some art and craft TikTok hacks. Now, I put hacks in quotation marks because I'm not exactly sure it's the perfect term to be using for all the activities I'll be doing today, but hacks is just the word we're going to use. So thanks to those that voted in the poll to help me decide to do this video. I will also do testing the YouTuber hacks in a later video, as that was also a popular choice. So let's kick off this one with one that I found that's a bit old, but it really caught my interest. And it's the one I found is by Wyatt Cannon.
This is part 2 of tie-dyeing my shoes using shaving cream. So now it is finally time to dip the shoes in our shaving cream and dye. We then let them sit in the shaving cream and dye for about 5 minutes. Then we took them out, put them in the sink, and let them sit for a few hours. It was very satisfying watching all the shaving cream rinse off. This is what they look like in regular sunlight, and I'm very happy with how they turned out.
Now, if this really works, I think it's going to be awesome, so I'm going to give it a go. First things first, let's get this out of the way. That'll do. So what we will need, shaving foam and plenty of it, a container, some shoes that I've already taken the laces out of and shoved some stuff in there. I'll explain why later. Some tape, some chopsticks for catching flies, and I really think I'm going to need some paper towel because knowing me, I'm probably going to make a pretty big bloody mess. Copy is always important too. I'm definitely missing something. The dye. It's actually tie-dye. It's pretty old, so I hope it hasn't gone bad. Now, there was a part 1 to this video that I have actually watched. The dyes actually need to be thickened up with shaving foam as well, so I'm going to start by doing that. Need to choose my colours. Maybe I should go a warm colour palette. Flamingo, goldfish, carrot, grapefruit, shrimp, ladybug. Let's do these 3 and see what happens. Okay, so we've got my shoes taped up. I definitely haven't got the right tape, so I don't think it's going to be the neatest job, but we'll just go with it. Also mixed up the dyes. Next step is half a can of this in here and then some water. So let's do this. I don't know what half a can's going to look like, but we'll just guess. Maybe half a can. Water. Mixy. I haven't gone for an expensive foam, just the cheapest I could get. Same with the shoes. They're not Nikes, they're not Vans, they're just cheapies because I don't feel like ruining a $100 pair of shoes. I suppose. Now we're going to drop the dye in here. Now that's a lot of yellow, but yellow can get really bullied as a colour by the other colours. So I do want a decent amount of yellow. And some orange. Now the red, pink flamingo. The reason this TikTok happened to catch my eye, and that's because I've actually done this shaving foam and dye method with kids before. I work in a school and they just do this, stick a sheet of paper on it, and then the paper picks up the shaving foam, take it off, scrape it clean with a ruler, and you've got this awesome pattern on the paper. So it does actually work on paper, and it makes a great background. The kids just collage or do an artwork on top of it. I think maybe that's enough, I'm not sure. Don't know if I've overdone it or haven't done enough, but that'll do. Now this is where the chopstick comes in. I'm going to do some swirling. This way. Oops. Looks cool just in the shaving cream. All right, so, I need a spot to put shoes. Set it up behind me, and I wanted a rack. Where's my rack? Not that one. Up there. Now the reason I put this in here is because I want the tongue to get some dye on it as well, so I'm hoping that's going to help push it out so it makes contact with the dye. Moment of truth, people. So now we're going to leave this shoe in here for 5 minutes. Then we take it out and let it sit for, I think they said 5 hours maybe, or a couple of hours. I'll probably do an hour. All right, you do your thing. I could probably rig up another container for the other shoe. Let's do that. So the second shoe's done, and it's definitely been well over 5 minutes, so it's time to pull the first shoe out. No! Okay, so that has to sit with the foam on it. Time to bring the second shoe out. Yeah. We'll see what happens. While they're doing their thing, we'll get on to the next hack, and I'll clean this stuff up. This next one I want to do is a candle hack, and the one that I watched was by Cindy Lou.
Hi guys, today we're going to make these candles from regular candles. I got my candles from Hobby Lobby for about $1 each. The first step is to put your candles in some hot water, so where I melted the candles together is a little bit fragile, but overall definitely worth it if you don't want to spend $40 on one of these candles.
So I've got some candles here. They're just plain white ones. I did try and get some nice coloured ones, but as per usual, my local stores had
diddly squat.
but I might be able to add some colour at the end. Here we have a nice hot bath. It's not boiling, it's just hot water straight out of the tap. Going to give these babies a nice scalding bath. Sounds terrifying. There we go. I'm also going to bring in a cold water bath. This is to set them.
Yeah. They really are hot.
Where's my chopsticks? Chopsticks. Haha, gotcha. This is exciting stuff. Riveting. You're getting a bend. Bring it back in every now and again. Ah, I broke it. Might get another few soaking away in there. I think maybe the trick is to keep popping it back in the hot water. Again. Looks like a candle turd. Okay, I'm going to pop this one into the cold water bath to set it. Let's try a different shape. It sits! Woohoo! Okay, one more. What I'm doing is, with this one, I'm sort of pushing it on the base of the container, even though it's burning my hands. Ow! Just to give it a flat bum to sit on. What can I do with you? Maybe you need a friend. Okay, so I've got my candles, my poop candle, my less poopy candle, and then these two still kind of go together. See if we can inject some colour into these, and I'm gonna use alcohol inks. It's not working. So we've got some very wonky candles. Does it work? Yeah, it works. How do I rate it? It's not for me, but if you're a candle person, then sure. Okay, so this next hack I am very skeptical about, but I want to give it a go anyway. It's a sparkler hack. Now, because I'm skeptical, I'm not going to do the stencil part at this stage. I'm just going to do a test run. If it works, then yep, I'll definitely go ahead and do the stencils and turn it into a piece of art. But I actually just want to see if the concept of sparklers and vinegar will work on paper. So I've got some watercolor paper, because I presume it's going to get pretty moist from the vinegar. Got some vinegar in a spray bottle. It's sparklers and a lighter. So I'll switch you to top down to give you a front row view of this. Okay, so we're going to start by spraying our vinegar all over the paper. Light him up. Whew, the smoke alarms don't go off. Oh, it's smoking. The smoke alarm's going to go off in a minute. I don't know what they've done in addition to the vinegar, but I'm giving this hack a 0. Let's move on, shall we? Now this next one is another one that I've actually done with kids, and it's to do with bubbles. And I've done it before. I've done it with my own kids. I've done it with kids at school, but I've never done what this person did. So just watch and see. So yeah, I want to have a go at putting some jellyfish over some bubbles. Let's make our bubble background. Got some water, bubble stuff, straw, and paint in with the bubble mix. A good amount. I don't know why I'm using bubble mixture this time. I normally just use dishwashing soap. Paint in. Looks charming. Mix. Okay. And then we simply just blow. Don't suck. Had a kid do that before. Go like this. Oh, let go. Definitely need more bubbles. So I'm going to add some darker paint and go again. Try and get some different shades going on there. So yeah, it turns out as a pretty cool sort of a background. They get a jellyfish on there, might look nice. So let's paint some jellyfish. Never painted a jellyfish before. Never used gouache paint before either, but I'm going to give it a go. It's a day for firsts. I looked up a few pictures of jellyfish just to give my brain a refresher on what they should look like. I'm going to stick with the blue colour palette to give the whole piece a monochromatic look, so I used the lighter blue to lay down the base, then go back over the bottom area with the darker blue and use white to lighten one corner of the jelly. Then using the 2 shades of blue and white, I add some swirly lines to create the tentacles. Plus add a sketchy looking outline using white just to give it a little something extra. That jelly looks a little lonely on the page, so I'll paint him some friends. 3 jellyfish I think is a good number. I'm actually enjoying using the gouache, and I was a bit unsure if I would, but I think I'll be using it a bit more in the future. There we are. Think I'm happy enough with how they look. Okay, so let's do a reveal and review of everything I did today. First up, let me reveal the shoes. I've already taken the tape off because it fell off when rinsing, and I'm sad to say it didn't turn out the best. I think it's totally my fault. I've done something wrong in the process, and if you look closely, you can see where it tried to work. I think I didn't thicken the dye up enough, and maybe used too much of it, so it's just bled all through the shoe and now they just look like orange shoes. However, I really want to try this again now that I've hopefully learnt something, but I don't want to do shoes. I've got something else in mind that this technique might work for. Next, we did the candles, and while it worked, it was so boring doing this. I'll never do it again. The sparkler art was a total fail. About the only thing it did was tell me I might need to check my smoke alarms are still working. Lastly, our little bubble jellyfish. I actually like these little jellies. They look nice and the background looks cool. Something like this for a background is good for me as I always struggle with backgrounds and I think it's effective. Leave a comment down below which hack was your favourite, or if you've seen a good hack somewhere online, or a bad one, let me know in the comments. Well, that's all from me. See you next time.